Good morning and welcome back to the channel. So I have an important video to go over today. I'm going to go over Bill Ackman's tweets that have been coming out over the last 30 to 45 days. I think they're significant for a couple different reasons. So I wanted to do this video because I saw a bunch of videos, or at least one video popped up in my news feed. I clicked on it and then that led to my news feed being populated with several other videos about Bill Ackman. And the first video, this was a recent video by a bigger YouTuber, came out, Bill Ackman warns of economic collapse or warns of hyperinflation or whatever it said, right? Those covers that, the end is near, a collapse has already happened. If you follow crypto, I'm sure that you get plenty of these in your newsfeed. But the reason that I'm doing this is because numerous YouTubers did videos on what Bill Ackman was saying on Twitter. And nowhere in any of their videos did they catch that right in the middle of him warning about serious economic problems and higher inflation, nowhere in there did they catch that he's also promoting ICP. All of them missed it. And that's a testament to how early we are. There are so many people that cover stocks, that cover finance, that cover investing, that are completely in the dark about what is happening in the bigger picture with cryptocurrency. It goes straight over their head, and it blows my mind. It's like we're under some type of like mind control or something, to where people can't just see the obvious. With several different Google searches, you can come to the information that you need, and things would start to make sense. But I don't know if these people are just asleep at the wheel or what. It's like they completely missed the story. They missed the story entirely. And all right, so I'm going to show you right now. This is a testament to how early we are. So if you're watching this video and you're already invested in cryptocurrency and in ICP or in any other blue chip cryptocurrency, you're very, very, very early, because there are people who are, almost covering all of this, but can't somehow see what's happening with cryptocurrency, what's happening with the transition from the old system to the new system. So this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. So starting off on October 29th, we are continuing to dance while the music is playing, and it is time to turn down the music and settle down. I gave a presentation to the New York Fed last week to share our views on inflation and Fed policy. The bottom line, we think the Fed should taper immediately and begin raising interest rates as soon as possible. As we have previously disclosed, we have put our money where our mouth is in hedging our exposure to an upward move in rates, as we believe that a rise in rates could negatively impact our long equity portfolio. Now, to this point, he very well may have made some changes since then. This was October 29th, because it doesn't really look like the Fed is going to raise rates in any meaningful way. It looks like they will more so cut back their asset purchases while only making very incremental moves with rate hikes. So, but that could change. It just, since he said this, since then, it seems like that's going to be more of the Fed's approach. But I'm going to go on to read some additional tweets that have come out more recently. So this is from November 3rd. Central bankers have not considered how inflationary ESG initiatives are. ESG is not transitory. ESG just being the movement, greener energy, right? Things are compliant with more green energy standards, but rather persistent and growing. So what he's saying is that talking about how inflationary those initiatives are, and that they're not transitory rather than persistent. Stakeholder capitalism, right? I've mentioned this several times in earlier videos, will drive much needed increases in wages, but also higher energy costs, among other inflationary factors. So he's saying, and higher inflation is on the way. This is a perfect, now, in the middle of all this, I'm going to go over some more tweets, and I'm doing in chronological order. But okay, so you see what I read originally, and then right in the middle of all of this, this is a perfect business use case for NFTs. Very impressive technology and team. Significant implications for luxury goods and the elimination of counterfeiting. Worth a look. And then he's promoting the Origyn Foundation, built on ICP. And everybody missed that. Everybody missed that. Now, if they would have had any curiosity whatsoever, they go, I wonder what this is. Look up Origyn. Oh, it's built on ICP. Oh, ICP is funded by some of the largest venture capital firms out there. Okay. Oh, ICP also presented their technology at a World Economic Forum event back in 2020. Okay. Oh, Vitalik is saying great things about ICP. Oh, I see. It's like people can't do basic research, right? I mean, they don't go beyond, and that's, I think, what's the problem with what's happening right now is people are not looking beyond surface level of anything. And all it takes is just like a couple questions, a little bit of critical thought just to go second, third, fourth level. And like everything starts to become very clear. But it's like nobody's seeing that. And it's really blowing my mind how many people actually cover stocks, finance, markets, the economy, and they don't even see this. I can't make sense of it. I can't make sense of it. There has to be something going on. We have to be under mind control to some degree. I'm not saying like, and I'm just meaning in general with the level of propaganda and lies that is coming out from the media. I think everybody's just lost the ability to think through anything, in my opinion. I mean, it's mind blowing. Okay, so in the middle of all this, he's promoting Origin Foundation built on ICP. So promoting Origin and ICP. A thought, while it is too early to have definitive data, early reported data suggests the virus causes mild to moderate symptoms, less severity, and is more transmissible. If this turns out to be true, this is bullish, not bearish for the markets. So positive statement for the markets. I should have said bullish for the equity market, bearish for the bond market. Housing inflation is likely to abate based on supply and demand trends. The inflation that households are actually experiencing is raging and well in excess of reported government statistics. So now first, he's mentioned here that he has met with the New York Fed to try to talk to them about policy, which is, and a YouTuber made this comment, which is kind of strange that the Fed is even taking meetings from hedge fund managers, which I completely agree with. But now he's coming out and saying that the numbers they're reporting are not accurate and it's actually much higher. And he breaks it down here, which is actually, I mean, the way that he breaks it down here, I can follow. And to be honest with you, I could probably put together a realistic number for inflation just with some basic information. Just knowing how they calculate the CPI and then running those actual numbers, I could probably figure out a much more accurate inflation number. And he does that right here. The largest owners of nationwide single family rentals are reportedly 17% year-over-year rent increases. OER is 30% of the core CPI calculation and 24% of the reported CPI. So using the more empirical measure in the calculation increases today's core CPI from 4.9 to 9%. So essentially saying if you're using these different metrics, it's going to be 9% as opposed to 4.9% for core CPI. And regular CPI, 6.8%, which was what we were told, to 10.1%. So what he's saying is that inflation is significantly higher than what they are saying and their numbers are wrong. Reported inflation is understated. Owner's equivalent rent, that's what it means by OER, relies on owner surveys to estimate inflation and housing cost. This is an extremely imprecise metric. The single family rental market provides more accurate data. OER in today's reported core CPI was 3.5 year over year. Now, these are the different things that he is saying. And, he's coming out talking about, I put my money where my mouth is, so on and so forth. But again, in the middle of all of these tweets, warning about the economy, warning about inflation, warning about runaway inflation, saying that their numbers are not accurate, it's actually much higher than that. And Bill Ackman has a lot of followers on Twitter. He has like 350,000 followers on Twitter. And in the middle of all that, he's promoting Origin built on ICP, and nobody catches it. Nobody catches it. There's 10 different videos out there of this series of tweets, and nobody catches it. I mean, it blows my mind. And to emphasize this, so this was from June of this year, so 7 months ago. And Bill Ackman is talking about how Bitcoin is pure speculation. He wasn't completely slamming it. He was saying, for those people who got in early, congratulations. Good for them. They're going to make a lot of money. He was like, I should have seen it at $100 as a pure speculation play. I don't know why I didn't see it back then. He was like, but, I didn't see it. And, there's no intrinsic value. There's no intrinsic value behind this. And he was talking about Bitcoin, but I believe he said cryptocurrency in this interview and more broadly, and just kind of painting it with a broad brush of there's no real intrinsic value in this space. And so me and my company, we're not going to be investing in it. And that's what he said back in June. And within 6 months, he's promoting ICP on his Twitter page in the middle of warning of a major economic event and higher inflation. So, you know, that's what happened. That's literally, it's all right there on his page, and nobody saw it. So if you're watching this video, you are incredibly early, and there are a lot of people who even cover investing for that. That's like their job. That's all they do is cover investing, and they are completely missing the boat. They are completely missing the boat right here. So that's why I wanted to put this video out there. And, you know, I thought that this was pretty interesting. And I think it's interesting that he's openly promoting ICP on his Twitter page. I didn't know, I just thought that the article came out and I saw the article. I didn't know that he was openly promoting this on his Twitter page, saying very impressive technology and team. Significant implications for luxury goods and the elimination of counterfeiting. Worth a look. So I thought this was significant, wanted to put it out there, and mainly I wanted to put out the real story within all of his tweets. And you know, it just blows my mind that nobody caught it. Like, so many people are doing videos on this, and nobody even thought to mention this or to look any deeper than just what was right there. And they didn't even report on the fact that he was promoting ICP, and then looking into that any more in depth to figure out what else is going on. It's crazy. It's crazy. So if you're watching this video, congratulations. You are very, very early. And, you know, I'm a Super Bowl on ICP, as you know, but I did want to put this out to kind of set the record straight on what the real story was with Bill Ackman and his tweet storm. So that's all I have for this video. I'll put out something else later today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you, everyone who has liked, shared, and subscribed. Take care. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next video.